I believe that the existence of Sarah Kellen and her testifying yesterday shows what's wrong with this situation. We were told there was nothing else to know. We were told that there was nobody else. That's it. There's no list. There's no anything like that. I don't even know what you're asking me. That's what we get from Todd Blanche. Great straight face. Great poker face. Really skilled. But BS. You didn't know about her. You didn't know she existed. Now, if you think that she's completely unbelievable, well, why didn't you tell the members of Congress that already? So if these names she gives are accurate, it could also still be accurate that she was somebody who did bad things also, right? Both could be true. But why are we only hearing this now? And why were we told there wasn't anything to hear? And now what do we make of these names? Let's go to that piece, okay? She says she was sexually assaulted by the former Miami Beach mayor. He also ran for governor. A very wealthy guy. Philip Levine, okay? Celebrity hairstylist Frederick Fekkai, who Dusty says nobody's going to know. I even knew who he was. I've seen his shampoo and stuff like that. And late fashion photographer Patrick DeMarchier. Now, he, I get, maybe you know him, maybe you don't. He's got a lot of famous photography books, but he's also dead, all right? So he's kind of out of it. So you got Fekkai and Levine. They both deny her claims. But why are we only hearing about it now? That's my point, all right? So let's ask former state attorney for Palm Beach County, Dave Aronberg, and Epstein survivor, Lisa Phillips. Both perspectives very important with where we are right now. So thank you both, especially on Friday before Memorial Day weekend, to make time. Thank you. Dave, one, you got to know Levine. Have you ever heard this before, and what do you make of the allegation?
Chris, many Floridians know Phil Levine. He was a strong contender for governor when DeSantis ultimately won. He lost in a Democratic primary to Andrew Gillum, and his name had been associated with Jeffrey Epstein in the past, but Levine said he only met Epstein a handful of times. He really was close with Ghislaine Maxwell. That was well documented. But it has been seen that the relationship between Levine and Epstein was apparently stronger than had been let on. But you're right to ask the question, why now? Why didn't anyone interview Sarah Kellen until now? You would think that if Comer's committee was serious about getting to the bottom of it, Kellen would have been one of the first to be interviewed. She was the gatekeeper. She was the person who arranged for the girls to come in, paid them in some cases. There have been credible allegations that she took nude photographs of these underage girls, which could open her up to possible child pornography charges. And yet she was never charged because she was seen as not just an accomplice, but also as one of Epstein's victims.
Let me ask you one more thing, and then I want to go to Lisa about how much of this is surprising, not surprising. Am I wrong, and by the way, I want to be wrong, that for you to tell me as the acting attorney general or the attorney general or the head of the FBI or number 2 of the FBI or the president of the United States, I've got nothing else to tell you. There's nothing else for you to know. When you had to know that she exists and that these names were there to be had, so is it misfeasance or is it malfeasance? Or did they screw up, or did they want us to not know about this? What do you think, Dave?
The Department of Justice's decisions, their public statements, were being prompted by the White House. The White House controlled the narrative, and they wanted this story to be gone. Remember, it was supposed to be a Democratic conspiracy, then a Democratic hoax, and then there's nothing to see here. There's nothing else in the files. But the MAGA base agreed with most people that we needed to see this.
Gotcha.
We needed more transparency. And that's what led to the Epstein Files Transparency Act, which, even though there's still 3 million pages still redacted, still kept away, it's been quite an eye-opener for a lot of people. And then you have Comer's committee, who they've been subpoenaing people, but it started as a political job where they're subpoenaing Hillary Clinton. What does she have to do with this?
Right.
And they didn't even subpoena Alex Acosta, U.S. attorney for the Southern District of Florida. They let him come in later, as and now they finally got Sarah Kellen.
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah, finally, but she's been there the whole time. So now, Lisa, you have said to me and hinted to me on TV and on text, Chris, it's only a mystery to you. We know these names. You can't put it on the survivors to put out the names because all the pain that comes with that shouldn't be on them. It should be on the government. Do you believe this was a step in the right direction? And is Kellen the right person to be taken as a survivor?
I don't know Sarah Kellen personally, so I can't really speak on her story and how much I do believe her. I can just draw on the fact that I have many survivor sisters who have alleged that she has participated in abuse with them. And they're pretty strong feelings against her. But there is also a well-known feeling amongst all of us survivors that Jeffrey Epstein was multifaceted, and he loved young women to manipulate and abuse them. And to my understanding, Sarah Kellen was 21 when she met him. She was in her early 20s. And I don't believe that there's any way that he didn't abuse her and that she didn't start out at least as a victim, because that's Jeffrey's way of controlling.
Understood. And I understand that this is complicated. And it can be layered, and that doesn't work for us in our political dialogue, context, nuance. You know, we want it simple, and we want it obvious and ugly, unfortunately. Had you ever heard any of these names before, and what do you want next?
I've never heard of Phil Levine ever mentioned amongst all the names that I've known from my survivor sisters. Patrice DeMarchale, never heard it either. Frederick Fagai, though, I have been to his studio several times to get my hair done. That was an appointment made by Jeffrey's secretary. I was never abused by this man. I'm not surprised to hear this because he was in the network. He was a close friend of Jeffrey's. I do know that for a fact. Okay.
So, it is good to know these names. I have no idea if what she alleges is true, Ms. Kellen. I have no idea what she offered as proof. I have no idea what they asked for her in terms of proof, but I know that it's out there and we have to be responsible with it, and there should be a lot more of this, and there's a lot more to know. Dave, thank you. Lisa, thank you. I keep telling you the same thing. I know everybody has quit on you. I know. Not us, not here. Okay? We'll stay on it as long as there is something to stay on. Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.